Do you need a stocking filler? Look no further. How about this cute little box? It closes with an embellishment. It's exactly the right size for a gift card, but change the colours, change the embellishment, change the designer series paper, and it could be in any occasion box. Hey, welcome back to Karen's Papercraft. Thank you very much for watching. Wat leuk dat je bekijkt. Dankjewel. All the details for this project are on my blog and the link is in the description box below. So come and join me if you want to find out how you can make this cute little gift box. You can make this box entirely out of designer series paper. It is sturdy because of this cute little top. But the point is, with my Falala designer series paper, when I folded it over, this was upside down, so I decided to make a version of cardstock with these designer series paper panels. And this of course has a Christmassy look to it, but if you leave out the holly and the berries, this could very well be a box for a birthday if you change the colour, if you change the paper. So I'm going to show you how to make this little box today, and I'll show you what supplies I've used. I'm going to use a 1-inch circle punch. I'm going to use these inks for the stamping of the embellishment: Early Espresso, Pecan Pie, Shaded Spruce and Real Red. My blocks are an A block, a B block and a, where is it? A D block. The Sending Cheer stamp set and the coordinating Sending Cheer dies. I'm going to use a piece of basic white, just a scrap piece, some designer series paper, this is the Merry and Bold, and a piece of cardstock. In this case it is Coastal Cabana. First I'm going to show you the embellishment, how I do that, and for that I'm going to stamp first of all, and then when I've stamped I'm going to die cut. As you see, I have decided to take another A block for the berries. So first I'm going to stamp the little gingerbread man. Now this stamp is well used meanwhile. If you find that a solid stamp like this doesn't stamp very well, it does help if first you stamp on some Versamark, then onto the ink pad, and then stamp it, and you get a beautiful inking. I'll just clean my stamps in between. I'm going to stamp its face in Early Espresso. I want the eyes to be a bit darker. There you go. And then I'm going to stamp the holly in Shaded Spruce and the berries in Real Red. And if you take, oh, that didn't stamp very well, did it? If you take a scrap piece of paper which is large enough, you can die cut them all in one go, because these are separate dies. I'll just put my stamps over here behind me, and the ink as well, to create a little more space on my desk. Right, so I want the gingerbread man and the holly and the berries. I'm going to die cut these. When I've done that, I'll be back with you. And you can see now that because I used a piece of paper which is large enough, this was just run once through my die cut machine. So I'm going to remove all these bits. And the die cuts this little hanging thing for its head, which I don't need, so I'm going to cut that off using my snips. Just following the stamped image, and there we go. So this is ready for the closure of the box. Then I'm going to show you how you can make the box itself. You need a piece of designer series paper or a piece of cardstock which is 6 by 6. So I'll cut that first. 15.2 by 15.2 centimeters. If you decide to make your box out of cardstock, now with this pattern it wouldn't matter at all, but if you have a pattern where it does matter which direction it goes, then you cut your 6 by 6, and when you start scoring you make sure that your paper is in your trimmer like that, so the way you would normally look at it, if I'm making sense to you. So put your paper in the trimmer and then you're going to score, and you score at 2 1/4, and I'll give you the centimeters in a minute. 2 3/4, at 5, and 5 1/2. In centimetres, that is 5.7, 7, 12.7 and 14 centimetres. Then a 1/4 turn, and you score at 1 1/2, at 2, and 5 1/2. And in centimetres, that is 3.7, 5 and 13.9 centimeters, and I'll show you how to cut the panels in a minute when I've finished making the bases of the box. I'm going to fold all these score lines with my bone folder and make them nice and crisp. Okay, so large end there at the top and the narrow end towards the right, then you turn it over, and first you're going to cut the flap. So here I'm cutting as far as the second score line, and then I'm going to remove this flap along that first score line. So cut it off entirely, like that. Then you're going to cut up the rest of those score lines as far as that score line. That's just one remaining now, one score line I mean. Okay, then this one you can cut away at an angle because here's going to be your glue flap. And then I have 3 flaps remaining, and I'm going to wedge all 3 of them. Normally you just wedge the side flaps, but here I want to wedge the top flap as well. So you can see what I've done. I've wedged all 3 of these flaps. Let me just get rid of these little cut-offs, and then I'm going to use my 1-inch circle punch to put a notch in there, because otherwise people won't be able to reach into the box to open it. See, because this folds over like that, and then you can get your finger underneath. So this is what the top looks like. At the bottom, again, I'm going to cut up those score lines. First I can wedge that one, and then wedge that one. Here you want them straight, so along those longer flaps you want straight lines, but you do wedge the side flaps, the ones that fold inside the box. The other flaps fold over. So one more cut at a slant. That could have been neater. There you go. So this is the box. Then I'm going to show you how you can cut the panels. I have here a piece of 12 by 12. You really only need a piece which is 2 inches by a maximum of, let me just check my notes, with 7 3/4, but I've got the 12, so I'm using the 12. 5.1 centimeters, that's the width, and if you have a piece which is smaller, then you would need a length of 19.7 centimeters. Then I'm going to cut 2 panels which are 3¼ inches long. That's 1 and 2, and 1 which is 1¼ and in centimeters that would be 8.3 centimeters, 2 panels, and 1 which is 3.1 centimeters. And these I'm going to stick onto the box. These two go like that, and this one goes for the time being upside down. I'll show you why, because this flap folds over, see, and then you look at it up in the right direction. So that one goes upside down and these go on the normal way. I'm going to put some seal on in the middle, some liquid glue around the edges, and then stick them on. Then I can show you where to put tear and tape. I again forgot to close the door to the living room, that's why you can hear the clock so well. It has a beautiful sound, but not always necessarily handy when you're filming. Okay, that was 11 o'clock. On the side flap, put some tear and tape, and here on what's going to be the back flap, 2 bits on what's going to be the outside of the box. On the inside of the box, you're going to put a strip of tear and tape along the flap, which is going to be the front flap. That's the one which is opposite the notched one. Use your bone folder to make sure that the tear and tape adheres well, and it also means it's easier to remove the paper backing. Right, now I'm putting my box like this, fold it over, remove the backing paper, and I can hold it down like that, and then I can fold that edge over and push a bit towards the left while I do so to make sure it adheres. Okay, this is the top of the box, I can close that. And here you have the bottom. Remember the back flap with the 2 pieces, you're going to put that one in first. So you remove the backing paper, fold it in first, and then you fold those 2 side flaps over. And then you have the front flap left, and you can just fold that over as well, keeping the box straight. And then with my bone folder I'm going to push down onto the bottom, so I slide it in and then press down against my table to make sure it adheres well. Then I can close the box. Now you can see where the notch comes in handy. People can reach in and open it, fold it over, and I'm going to use the embellishment to keep the box closed. You need not. This is my prototype, the one that I made with some designer series paper which is no longer current, and you can also use a little ribbon, as you can see, but I'm going to use the embellishment that I made. So here I have the gingerbread man. I'm trying to pick up the berries. And there we go. I'm going to stick the berries on with a mini dimensional cut in half, and I'm using a mini glue dot for the holly leaves. And I want it there, off the edge a little. I'm looking for my mini glue dots, that's the normal ones. Here are the mini glue dots, and I'm going to make a mini glue dot even more mini, because I'm going to cut one in half, just like that. Now I'm using my tweezers to pick it up and then put it on to make sure that it doesn't show from behind. And okay, stick it on, and then I'm using the two normal dimensionals to adhere the gingerbread man, and I'm keeping the box closed because I don't want to stick the gingerbread on too high or too low. So you want 1 or 2 dimensionals. I'm using 2 just to make sure it adheres well, but you do stay away from the head because that's where you tuck the flap under. So I'm holding the box closed. I'm trying to show you without having my hands too much in camera view. Okay, and then see, it holds the box nicely together. Here you see some more variations. Oh, and this one as well. That's it for today and for this cute little box. Did you enjoy my video? Then please like it. Thank you very much for watching. Dank u wel voor het kijken and see you next time. Bye bye, tot ziens!